What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a very special edition of the FigGuys meets the Pod Warriors. It's me, the OG Fig Kid, Thomas Montalto. Joining me, as always, the hottest hot tag partner in the business.
I'm muted. It's me. It's good old Mike B. Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year, happy holidays, all that fun stuff. Welcome to our year-end review right here at FigGuys. Obviously, we are joined with the best of the best, the two bad bros from the Chick Foley Show. We're excited for this, man. So, yeah, this is going to be huge. We were just talking before we started recording how spoiled we've been this year with all these awesome figures from all across the board, man. It's insane. I mean, we have a loaded show, a lot on our plates to, just dissect and discuss. It's going to be fun.
It is, but let's introduce our guests, our crossover. It's like a crossover episode. It's like when Happy Days meets Mork and Mindy.
Wow.
Of course,
Man,
Tom
man,
goes with a
on your
1970s show.
Yeah.
What's up, Seth? How's it going, buddy?
Going good, man. Me and Jordan actually just got done recording an episode of the Goal Line, our football show that's on the Chick Foley Show feed. So appreciate you guys having us here. You know, me and Jordan are the Pod Warriors. We're Hawk and Animal, and then we've always said Tom's the puke of the Road Warriors. You know, he's draws, dude. So, there you go. But nah, man, happy to be here. www.chickfoley.com. Find all the links for our show.
And if you guys love football, check out the Goal Line. It's an absolutely amazing podcast. I'm just a semi-football guy, but like I get all my info from them and they fill me in, and I almost feel smart when I'm done listening to it. So
hey, for the betting folks out there, dude, look at our track record, dude. We're both up, man. We bet, with it's imaginary money, so it's a little bit easier to spin the dice on it. But we have absolutely crushed it, dude. We've almost 3x'd our freaking money that we've been betting this year, dude. So we've been handing out some serious winners, man.
wow. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Jordan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. Just getting over Christmas and everything, and everybody was sick in my house, so it's just been great fun around here. But yeah, excited to be back on with you boys, and yeah, I'm excited to talk about some figures.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing I want to start with, Seth, is earlier this year, we were talking about, Mattel's had the line for so long. What are they going to do to keep it going? Now we're here at the end of this year. How do you feel now after you asked that question about a year ago?
Dude, I'm not a fan of the reissue era. Like I know what, if you hear them say, they're like, it doesn't take away from the existing lines, but I don't feel like there's any way that it's not taking away from some of the attention and love and effort going into producing new figures, man. Like I was cool when it was like, a set here or there of re-releases, but it feels like, it's about 50-50 now between re-releases and new figures coming out, man. And it's just for I get it. I hate to be like a gatekeeper and be like, oh, these things should have stayed old. But it's just, as somebody who's been in the line for, over 10 years at this point, it's hard to get as excited for, Vault Series 5 or, Legends Greatest Hit Series 2, whatever, man. So I'm kind of still that same way. That being said, they're pumping out great product. The QC issues aside from the new factory, it's still probably the best time ever in history to be a wrestling figure collector.
Plus, the one thing I like is they've announced now with the From the Vault lines and the other lines, like they're at least changing them up more than they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that to me puts more meat on the bone than just a repaint with the new technology. Like if you're gonna update it, just update it. Don't just repaint it. Like
No, for sure.
Let's get new heads. Let's get different color things. Let's just make it worth buying, or else there's no reason to want to buy it. But like we saw Ultimate Edition Outsiders, Ultimate Edition Steiners, so I still think we're getting some really good stuff. So, it's going to be fun to see how we discuss this at the end of 2025.
Yeah,
it'd be crazy. I'm looking forward to it though. Like I know the re-releases are beating a dead horse. My opinion on it. Some of them I'm okay with, some of them I'm not. But like the fact that we're getting like a John Cone with the SmackDown gear, super cool. Like those little add-ons are nice. Yeah, so I'll take those with a smile.
But that bothers me because I bought 4 figures to get the one John Cone, and now I could have just bought it. There's where the stuff bothers me. If you're gonna tell me it's an exclusive and I have to spend $100 to get it, and then like a year later I could just buy the figure, and it's the same thing like with Ultimate Editions that come or something like that. Like don't give me an exclusive and then re-release it as a solo.
Listen, I'll take it. because my distribution's been shit. So
it's
I was not able to get John Cone. So I'm happy.
It's gotten really bad. Like I've really noticed it around here. Like everybody used to just assume I'd get every figure I wanted, but the distribution is so bad now. Especially Walmart. I feel like my Walmart will put out a set that was supposed to be released like a year ago, and then all of a sudden the next day they'll just drop the set that's supposed to come out now. And I mean, unless you're checking daily, which I don't have time for that. I just can't be checking at Walmart every day. So it is frustrating as a collector to go through this. But yeah, I'm with you guys. The re-release era is just, it's not for me. I'm fine with the deep cuts. Like when they released King Harley Race, like that was an understandable one. I mean, a lot of people couldn't get that figure originally, so it was understandable. But yeah, it's just it's frustrating as a collector. So
it really is. So what do you say we jump into some of our categories here for 2024? Let's start off with one of everybody's favorite. Let's start off with the worst figure of the year. Seth, we'll start with you with this one.
So to me, man, for multiple reasons, I'm going with the Mattel Creations exclusive CM Punk from his return at Survivor Series 2023, dude. I don't think that's a great figure on its own. Like it's plain as hell for an exclusive. And they didn't even get the pants right. He was wearing gray jeans, but he's got blue pants on, so he's got the wrong color pants. And so it's a mid figure. I think it would have been cool if they had found a way to like fast track it and like this thing was out by like WrestleMania time, right? Like he debuted at Survivor Series, you know, get the thing up for pre-order the next week and say, hey, these things are going to ship by WrestleMania weekend. But the fact that it took over a year, and so like I think like one batch already got sent out, but then there's the whole rest of them aren't going to be until February. So you're looking at basically a year and a half for a plain ass street clothes figure that's not even accurate. And I'm not a Punk fan anyways. You guys know that. Hard pass for me. That was such a, like, I see people upset about it, like excited to get it and upset about it. I'm just like, I cannot relate at all. Like, I don't know why that figure is moving the needle for you.
I mean, I can't argue that at all. That's Jordan, fair. What about you?
Mine was easy. I hated this figure when they announced it in the series, and I hated even more getting it in hand. I'm going LA Knight defining moments. I hate the head scans on this figure, and it's not a defining moment. Like, if you look back at the history of this line, like, all those figures are actually defining moments. LA Knight is not defining any moment in my history as a wrestling fan. I think that's the biggest reason why I hate it is because of the line it's in. It's such a misplaced figure in that line, and I know they're going to ruin it as we go on. Just like everything about defining moments is just changing now. Just
the drop off from that series 1 to series 2, even as a set,
gigantic,
huge, man. The first set of the comeback was awesome. The second set was like, it's like they had the figures. It's like Mattel told them what figures it was going to be, and they were just like, figure out a defining moment to go along with these figures.
Yeah, we'll put a chicken wing on Kane's arm. Like it's all going to look great.
Flaming hot Cheeto.
It's funny though. When I was recently with John and Steve at Saturday Night's Main Event, I was telling them about the episode we did where we booked our own defining moments line, and they were both like, "Send us the link. We want to hear it." Like, hopefully they listen, and because we had some banger picks when we did that episode earlier this year. So, and those are defining moments that are literally defining moments that we don't have yet.
Yeah. No, 100%, man.
Worst figure of the year, Mike.
Well, beforehand we were talking about recording, and I was gonna say the Jazwares Bryan Danielson with the white shirt and big smile, but it can't be on the list because it is also the best up-to-date customizable figure because everybody in Mox's group right now is dressing like that. So I gotta take it off, right? So I am gonna pick the Jazwares Kyle O'Reilly because the orange beard, it was in concept a great figure. So far, it's probably the worst Jazwares release in my opinion, and that's that's a tough one to call.
I still I know that Danielson is very customizable, but I mean that just gets a huge WTF for me. Like
it's a terrible figure.
I can't pick, I have to pick that as worst figure of the year. It's just not.
It was so ill-timed too because it was just so far away from the moment. Like that happened in 2020.
I mean, that's Jazwares.
For sure. But I mean, we've gotten some better updated stuff that's happened more recently. Like Tony Storm and all this stuff. So I mean, if they could have probably put a better Bryan Danielson in that pack, give him the braids or something in his hair, like just something different.
Hey, got to give a quick plug. You guys talked about how good that figure is for making customs and stuff. You can get that at Ringside Collectibles for $5 right now. So if you want to get a bunch of fodder, and make it for some guys, some street clothes figures, $5 gets you that the worst figure of the year right now.
For $25, you could have the Death Riders. Up to date.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay. Packaging of the year. Jordan, let's talk with you. Start with you.
So I went with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Elites. I thought that packaging was just phenomenal. I was out on those figures until I saw them in hand, and then I had to get them all. Just everything about the packaging is phenomenal. It definitely reminds you of Turtles from when we were a kid. So
yeah,
the packaging was a big selling point for me. I obviously am an MOC collector, so packaging is a huge seller for me. So I got all those figures based a lot on the packaging and also the figures. So
I love it, man. That was one of my favorite sidelines of the year for sure, because it was just so colorful. Every figure was done perfectly. They had the weapon stands. That was solid collaboration on both parts, man.
Killed it.
For packaging of the year, I think I have to go with the Tony Storm. Like this packaging is just so much fun. And it fits.
It's a really cool figure too.
That's a great figure.
Phenomenal figure, great packaging. Like Jazwares always kills the packaging, so I'm gonna pick Tony Storm, Ringside exclusive.
Good choice.
Ooh, Seth, packaging.
So spoiler alert: this figure just barely got edged out of being my figure of the year. So I still had to show it some love, though. It was the Jazwares Vault Malachi Black. Man, that the Supreme, that incredible figure. I think it suffered a little bit from being just a little too similar to the first Supreme Malachi, but it's still, I think it's an improved figure, just a little bit cooler. And the packaging was incredible, man. That thing was so awesome. I can't wait for that House of Black 3-pack we got coming later on this year. Hopefully we'll see when it actually releases. But yeah, that packaging was awesome.
That's a great
pick, man. Yeah. No, I love the Vault line so far. The certain releases from there have been some of the best figures ever, and it feels like a high-end collectible site. I'm enjoying it, man. My packaging of the year has to be the WWE Mattel Territories line, or it was a one-off, right? Because it had that old school wrestling poster vibe. It was such a beautiful in-box set. Felt like a premium item. Absolutely loved it. One of my favorites.
That's a great pick too, because that was brilliant. It felt old school. It felt like the Survivor Series package on last year with the Taker and the Gooker. It just brought you back to feeling like you were back in that era. So when they do that and make you feel it, I absolutely love it.
Yep, big fan, man.
Okay, indie figure of the year, Mike. It's your turn. We're gonna start.
So many hard ones, man.
That's what she said.
That is definitely what she said. I'm gonna have to go with one that Tom picked up for me, which is the big rubber guy, Ric Flair, in the jacket, and he's got the suit going, Rolex wearing, limousine riding, jet flying. It's such a beautiful figure, man.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Actually, I love that Flair, but I'm going with different big rubber guy, but I have to go with the big rubber guys because these are just amazing. It is the Road Warriors, big rubber guys, not Legion of Doom. You're talking AWA, WCW, Road Warriors, badass. They're gonna kick your ass and beat your head in, guys. And the shoulder pads are so sharp, and they nailed these figures. They're so good. So I have to go with them. Seth?
I'm going a little deeper cut, man. I'm going to the retros with KWK's Max Moon figure, aka the Comet Kid. For the trademarks, dude. That figure was awesome, man. He just nailed it. I think there was a lot of skepticism on the KWK line, but between the PN News, the Mantar, and the Max Moon / Comet Kid, everything that he's put out has been awesome. And Max Moon's a guy who, it's crazy. It looks like that guy was made into be an action figure. He's had very few figure releases over the years, man. So I was happy to add that one to the collection.
And you don't get much more toyetic than that. Talk about toyetic.
Yeah, it looked like an action figure come to life, man.
Yeah, it really is.
So good.
Right. Are we up to our next indie line of the year? So I'll start with this one.
You don't want to hear my figure of the year, Tom?
I didn't. Sorry. Terrible. Go ahead.
I went with the Vampiro Legends of Lucha Libre. I actually got this in the
Solid
mail
pick.
last week. This is phenomenal. The casket itself is really good. As the boxing, it's just a great figure. I encourage everyone to pick it up. It's still on Big Bad Toy Store, so definitely go pick it up. It's a really good figure.
Yeah.
Selling me on it, Jordan. I think I'm gonna have to go.
I second it and third it because Vampiro needs more figures, and I think they did a hell of a job on that one. Just presentation through the roof, absolutely amazing.
And if you couldn't guess, we're gonna go on to indie line of the year. Like, I think all three of you know the line I'm gonna pick. Like, it's a no-brainer for me. Big Rubber Guys.
Shocking.
It's nostalgia. It's like, if they were terrible, like, I probably wouldn't pick it, but they're crushing it with these, and they're filling in the holes to my LJN collection. Oh man, the Magnum TA was just amazing. The Dusty Rhodes is so freaking good. I'm here for this line. If I had to stop collecting all figures and I could only collect one line, it would be Big Rubber Guys. Like, I would tap on Mattel first. Like,
that's
this
crazy.
has got all the feels.
I'm right there with you, man. Big Rubber Guys was my pick as well for best line. They've nailed it, dude. We've seen so many companies over the years, whether it was Jax or OSFTM or even freaking Chalk Line. They did a Young Bucks release a couple years ago to try to recreate the magic of LJNs. These are the first ones, man, that they've been in the perfect scale and they've matched the feel, dude. Like, they really do feel like LJNs, man. So yeah, I think they're great.
Mine's going to be boring, but I'm going to continue to pick it as long as they keep releasing these. Zombie Sailor just absolutely kills every figure they release. I know it sucks waiting a year and a half, 2 years sometimes for these figures, but dude, they are an absolute work of art. Every single fig I've gotten so far, I haven't been disappointed with one, and I got a feeling they're going to keep kicking them out. So yeah, Zombie Sailor is just killing it.
Yeah, I'm with Jordan. Zombie Sailor all the way through the roof, man. Every single figure. I mean, I wish we had more. Obviously, my wallet's happy with the pace of things right now, so I'll take that. But everything's been stellar, like knock out of the park. And Chris Candino's on his way right now. So excited to get him. The names of the talent that he keeps putting out there, and like just the shock and awe of like getting the CM Punks, getting the Macho Mans. Like, I know those are coming, but man. So he's killing it, absolutely killing it. So I'm with Zombie all the way.
I'm ready for the elite scale figures to hurry up and get here, man. I thought they were supposed to be here like early 2023, dude. That Jeff Jarrett, that Brian Pillman, like, dude, bring it on, man.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been 2 years since he showed me those prototypes at that Major Pod beer thing.
Been a while, dude.
Like, those are so awesome. But again, we know when we order from him, we're getting a quality product that's going to be awesome. So I don't mind waiting, but 2 years seems kind of like a long time to wait for a little bit.
It's quite the loan he's getting from everyone.
So, all right, Seth, let's move it on to you. Multi-pack of the year. So this is any pack that features 2 or more figures. Very simple.
To me, it's the Ultimate Edition Outsiders, man. Like, we've had very similar figures in the past to that Nash and that Hall. But these were, to quote Mattel's own marketing, these were the defining moments of them. These were the ultimate edition of those guys, man. Just 2 outstanding, amazing figures, man. You throw them along with the updated Ultimate Edition Hollywood Hogan. Like, it's just, they're awesome, man. No notes. And I was actually a little bit, the original photos that came out of these, man, looked a little iffy, but once you had them in hand, these things were incredible.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Don't disagree.
I went with the Headbangers. I've been preaching for these figures me and Seth have talked about this for probably 10 years about getting these figures. They weren't exactly what I wanted, but they were damn close. And for now, it's about as good as we're going to get. I still wish they would have had some band shirts on them, but I get there would have been a lot of licensing with that. But I'm still really happy with what we got, and it definitely filled a huge void in our collections.
See, I got hit with the Attack of Vietnam on that one. My Thrasher, the entire upper body just, it was like those, I forget what the figures were. They were those figures back when we were kids, like you could press a button and the whole torso would explode, man. That's what happened to my Thrasher. I pulled it out of the plastic case and just chest separated, head and neck pin rolls down. I had to reconstruct this thing myself, man. So that kind of just killed my buzz for those.
You got the Turbo Man from the Santa factory.
Yeah, exactly, man. But I was still super excited to have those, and it was a great looking set of figures.
Absolutely, man.
Mike.
Me. Man, I have honorable mentions for this because there were so many good ones. Honorable mentions, the Outsiders, obviously top tier, the Steiners, amazing ultimates. the Dudleys, super, super great. I'll even give Jazwares some love with the Hardy Boys 2-pack. Super good. The Jeff Hardy is phenomenal. But my multi-pack has to go to the Death Triangle 3-pack from the Jazwares vault. From overall presentation of the packaging to the figures themselves are amazing. One of the best packs to be ever released. I mean, Penta and Phoenix look phenomenal, and I can't wait to see their WWE Ultimates next year.
Oh man, this was a tough one. I was picking the Outsiders as well, and then I looked up at my shelf and I saw the Briscoes looking at me, and I'm like, "Oh, I have to pick the Briscoes
too."
Like that pack was such a waiting for the Briscoes, and we finally get their figures, and they did crush the figures. They were so good. So that's going to be my multi-pack of the year. We finally got Jay and Mark in our collection, and they are so good. They really are.
It was a good year for multi-packs, man. We've had some lean years of on the multi-pack front, so it was nice to see that kind of come back in style.
Dude, we all just picked 4 separate ones that are all bang.
And
a bunch of
and nobody did. You forget it was way back in January, that Hulkamania pack, dude, with the
oh my god,
the classic Hulk Hollywood and the Hulk Still Rules, man. Like that
amazing
was awesome,
set too. Yeah.
Warrior and Papa Shango, just recently.
Yeah.
That's an amazing pack too. The Warrior with the little chalk line jacket, like they're just crushing it. They are absolutely crushing it.
No, we've been spoiled, man. We had a lot of awesome releases and exclusives wise too. If it wasn't for our Ringsides and our Amazon and stuff, I don't think we would see a lot of these packs. So I'm very grateful to get our Outsiders and Steiners and all our AEW talent in the vault and stuff.
The Foley 3-pack too. That was this year, right?
Yeah,
ended 2020.
Yeah, that's another great
one. This year. Yeah, that was great, man. Unbelievable.
Deals. If you go to Ringside, it's like $30 now, and if you
insane,
use it's down to $27 for 3 elites.
That's crazy.
Huh? And I might have ordered an extra one since it's been on sale. It's
worth it. Yeah.
Many of those. So love that pack. That's another great one. Wow, so many. Absolutely. So many. All right. Favorite line of the year, Jordan. Let's start with you.
I'm going to go Legends. I really think Legends absolutely killed it this year. We got so many deep cuts in Legends. It's just 3-minute warning, the Hogan with the guitar. I mean, dude, even the Vault releases that they did, or greatest hits, whatever they want to call them, I felt like those were all good. And some of them actually were an upgrade over the older ones. And then, I mean, arguably, it's a lot of people's figure of the year. Captain Lou is in that set. That Captain Lou was, if not the best figure, it's definitely in the top 3 for me. So I loved what Legends line did this year. I felt like they actually picked up on what we were all wanting. It was less of the more common things and more of the deep cuts. And I feel like they delivered this year.
Absolutely.
All right, Mike.
Oh,
line of the year.
So much pressure. Man, line of the year. I got to give it to Ultimates. They just really, really nonstop. I know a lot of people complain at the amount we've gotten, but it's a good problem to have. But we said, the Outsiders, Steiners. We go across so many different boards, and even that Ultimate Cena that just came out is phenomenal.
Ultimates,
there's so many good figures that are just being produced in that line, and the packaging stellar. The only thing I wish, Legends Ultimates too. We got those. That Vader's amazing. The Dusty
Yoko.
Rhodes, obviously. Yoko. Dusty's not out yet, but
that Undertaker was great too, man. That thing didn't get. People weren't that excited for that one, but I think once they got it in hand, that was a beautiful.
They
figure.
slept on it for sure, because I got people hitting me up oh man, do you have any extra?
I passed on it, and now I see some photos of it. I'm like, shit, I probably just should have grabbed that, and that just wasn't my era of Undertaker, But really, really cool figure.
I might have some extra stuff. I'll have to check for you. Because I think it was one of those ones that was discounted forever too. Wasn't it just $2 for a while? So I think I saw and picked a few up. So if I do, I'll send you one your way.
Sweet, man.
My line of the year, I was thinking Legends too, and then I was going back and forth with the Monday Night Wars. But the Monday Night Wars is so hard to find, but it's so fun when you actually get them with the Build-A-Figure. So I had to go secondary market for a couple of the sets. I'm still going to pick them because it's just a fun line. And I love the Build-A-Figures, all the different Build-A-Figures in there. I love the Ultimates when you find the Ultimates, the Mankind, the Eddie Guerrero, the Triple H. It's just, they're killing it when you can find them. The problem is just walking into a Walmart and being able to find them. I think my Walmart's only ever gotten set 1 and set 3 in. The rest I had to get like help online from people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Shout out to Walmart for actually fulfilling pre-orders this year, though, because I was able to get my Mankind and my Eddie Guerrero it was a couple months late, but better late than never. I was pumped about it.
All right, Seth, what is your line of the year?
So Legends barely got edged out, man. I do think the Legends line has been great. And the other bonus thing is, dude, it's so easy getting the stuff from Target, man. Like you just set it up. The day they go, the day that they, go live, just add them for local store pickup and no hunting. You just go to the counter, you get your figures. It's great. But I got to go Ultimate Editions as well, man. They don't miss, man. We get a ton of figures. Ultimate Editions are the ones that I'm always excited to open up, man. They spark the most joy when it's time to, pop the seal and get these things out and hold them and play with them and stuff, man. So for me, Ultimate Editions, just, all the same stuff that Mike said.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's like they literally are the ultimate edition of the figure. Like you don't get any better than that, man.
And Ultimate Editions are the only line I'm still a completist on. I'll still buy everyone. But now that I see that they're re-released, like we're getting another Jey Uso, I'm like, oh, are they going to start re-releasing them, guys, this fast? Yeah. That's going to make me stop being a completist if they start doing that. But we'll see which way it goes. Listen, that Jey Uso figure might be the most popular figure of the year. We had a reel of Jey Uso showing off one of his figures. I got over 100,000 views within like a week. So,
jeez.
And we haven't had any of the other figure reels explode like that. But that Jey Uso and a couple of his just exploded. So that dude is over, man. He is over right now. Like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
To yeet or not to yeet?
Yeah,
that is the question.
Let's move on to our exclusive of the year, Jordan. What are you gonna pick?
So I went with the Steiners. I mean, another just set I waited forever for, and when I seriously had to have been one of the first 10 people that pre-ordered them. I got them immediately, and I think I got mine the same day like all the content creators did, because I saw a lot of people posting that they got theirs that day, and I got mine the same day. So I was so excited for these figures. They delivered. I know a lot of people had issues with them, with getting like 2 Scott Steiners or like 2 Scott Steiner boxes, but mine were perfect, and I was so excited to get them in hand. And so I feel like you can't go wrong with exclusive of the year this year. There were so many good ones. So
yeah,
Mike
nailed it. For me, it's got to be the Briscoes, man. Long overdue for such a great tag team. Awesome to have them together. They came with the dog collars, the trench coats. I mean, it was a solid set. The packaging, phenomenal. I know Mel Coleman did the artwork for the Ring of Honor line for Jazwares. She did a killer job on all those boxes, but the Briscoes one just near and dear. So amazing, man. So happy to have them in the collection as a team. The only takeaway from it is I wish they had different belts, because those are those weird newer Ring of Honor tag titles. But I mean, I'll take it. I'm just happy to have them in the collection.
I mean, you can't go wrong with the Briscoes. For me, I had to go ringside exclusive Ultimate Edition CM Punk. Like, love this figure.
Of course, it's a great figure.
Nailed it. So that's going to be my favorite exclusive of the year.
I give Tom kudos on that. It's a great figure. The box change color, like the color scheme change up for the box was awesome. Nice little added touch to it. Makes it stand out. I think they did a good job on it, man. And it's our first dabble into Ultimate CM Punks, which is pretty awesome too.
Seth?
So I got close runner up was the Target Captain Lou Albano. I love that figure. That's been one that I've been wanting for so long. But the Walmart exclusive Monday Night Wars Ultimate Edition Bret Hart, I know people hate on the head sculpts on that thing, but to me, with the glasses on and with that posable leather jacket, it's the perfect representation of 97 Bret Hart. And as a guy who's, Bret Hart's my dude, man. You see behind me, dude. I got the paintings, all my Bret merch and everything. I think with the sunglasses on, I think it's the best Bret Hart wrestling figure ever made.
I love that Bret Hart too. I said it right from the beginning. I thought that scan was better. It looks like him with the glasses on. It's kind of perfect. I agree. I absolutely agree.
Good.
It's puzzling to me. I don't know why, especially now that we're in the removable head era. I don't know why they don't just do a head sculpt with molded sunglasses.
We've been preaching that on this show.
That seems like such a layup, man. And you'd be able to really just capture it perfectly. I mean, they do a pretty good job the way it is, but dude, you're always worried about misplacing the glasses or whatever. Like, dude, just give us molded glasses on a Bret figure.
Well,
And
they
he
gave
got
us the molded head with the Vader mask, so why can't they do the glasses? I mean,
100%, man. I'm here for
Hasbro and Jax did it back in the day. Look at the Hasbro first.
I'm here for molded accessories, man.
Yeah.
That was an also big thing coming in this year. We got a lot of molded accessories from a lot of different figures, so I'm here for it, man. I love it.
about an hour before I lost Tony Storm's shoe. Like, why wasn't that molded in her? Gone, and I don't know where it is. I opened it live on the show, and I have never found it again since then.
Did
So.
you yell at your carpet? Watch for the shoe.
My carpet's like gray with black speckle down here, so it's mixed.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
It's
dude.
gone. Yeah.
But all right, where were we? Did we all do our exclusive of the year?
We did.
All right, who's up next? Mike, you're next to start. Figure of the year, Mike.
Figure of the year. Oh
Big
man.
one.
Yeah, this there's so many, and I can't even this took so long to possibly figure out, but I am going to give it, even though he's not in Super Mario gear, which he should be. But Captain Lou Albano, I mean, so long awaited. You, especially if you got the Superstars figure too, and you mashed up that button up on him. Yeah. It was just the perfect figure. And the best representation of like legends that I'm looking for. You know what I mean? Like I want those guys that, you know, not everybody's looking for, but I think Captain Lou was such a missing piece of the puzzle that it's such a great figure, so perfect, especially that it's, you know, that he's not around to be scanned and all this stuff. So I think they really nailed it for what they did, and amazing.
I gotta agree. That's my figure of the year as well, and so like anticipated. Seth knows, like we were texting about this for years, and when we finally got it, I sent him. But the way they did the vest, like the soft good shirt over the vest over it, and it just fits perfectly. It could have been such a mess, but they nailed it.
A nice size to him, also, dude. I feel like sometimes they shortchange some of the bigger guys, man, and don't quite capture the, you know, the girth.
Yeah.
Of them. But yeah, this perfect figure, man.
Early Kevin Owens syndrome.
Yeah.
So good. I absolutely love it. Like again, when you anticipate a figure and then it comes out this good, like it the wait is worth it. It's such a great Captain Lou figure. Such a great figure.
My runner up though was the ultimate Ultimate Roddy Piper from the WCW.
That was a good one too.
Like,
that was
it was
a figure
so
I didn't
awesome.
know I needed. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the icon shirt, like that was my Roddy Piper. So I was like, that one was stuck. I loved it so much, man.
All right, Seth, your figure of the year.
So honorable mention, got to give that Jazwares Vault Malachi we talked about, the Captain Lou that you guys showed love to, and that Ultimate Edition Bret Hart that I mentioned for my exclusive of the year. But to me, I think this was the best figure of this year. I think it's the best female figure of all time, Ultimate Edition Asuka. Like that thing is just tremendous, man. You know, you forget about it because I want to say it was back January when that thing was first shipping from ringside. But it held the crown all year long for me, man. Just that it looks incredibly realistic first, right? So it's a perfect just capture of Asuka. They just knocked it out of the park on that. And then it's just so bright and colorful, dude. You got the face paint, you got the green mist coming down, this amazing soft goods entrance jacket. It's just perfection. And if you remember way back 2019, originally Asuka was going to be the first Ultimate Edition. It was going to be a WrestleMania Access exclusive Ultimate Asuka. And then I think instead of doing a one-off, I think that's when they decided to change it and just make it its own line. And that Asuka kind of went away. We were supposed to get this Asuka with this big, beautiful robe. So this is kind of like, you know, kind of closes the loop on that little piece of figure history, man, that we finally got it. But you know, Asuka was the original inspiration for the Ultimate Edition line. So it's kind of cool that she came out in Series 20. And to me, I think it's, again, best women's figure of all time. It's probably in my top 10 or 15 wrestling figures ever, and definitely the best figure this year.
I'll go with it, man.
This is really funny. So the Fig guys were in complete agreement, and the Pod Warriors are in a complete agreement.
I went Asuka as well. Me and Jordan did not discuss this.
We didn't talk about this at all. I went Asuka as well. Same thing as Seth just said. When I got this in hand, I had already marked this as figure of the year. I think this is the best Ultimate Edition ever. Like, this is what you're supposed to use Ultimate Edition for. The mask, the heads, like Seth said, the robe, everything about this figure was perfect, and it just really encapsulated Asuka and who she is, and I felt like they absolutely killed it, and complete agreement.
And you know what? Ultimate editions, like you said, that's the perfect Ultimate edition. I feel like Ultimate editions kind of lacked on some of the accessories they did earlier, like the extra soft goods, the extra heads. Like there wasn't as many this year with the figures on most of the figures. Some of them still had it, but like one of the things we loved about Ultimate editions was so many
It
accessories.
was the ultimate. Yeah, they've taken. I think it's definitely taken a half step down on just how much you're getting, you know. But the trade off is we're getting way more of them in a year than we were those first 7 or 8 series.
Plus, with the cost increases over the last year, like if that's a way to keep it the same price, I'd rather have a less accessory than have them go up $4, $5.
Because the Supreme figures to me are what Ultimate Edition should be.
Like,
dude,
the Supremes 100%. Are incredible. They're ridiculous, dude.
That's the best to me personally. Like those figures that they've released for the Supreme line is the best figures that Jazwares will ever release, and they have ever released. Like those, all of those are phenomenal figures.
It's a shame that line didn't get much traction, dude. And it's kind of, it feels like it's kind of like dying on the vine right now, man. Because you're right, Jordan. Like those are the best figures ever created, man. Like you get to open the box and you're just like, holy shit, I keep pulling out more stuff, dude, every time I reach in. Like
100%. I mean,
there's like 15 different trays of stuff in there, man. Like, I just wish there was more, man.
Dude, like one package, it would be like 4 or 5 different figures you could make out of it. Like more than one if you were opening it. Like, come on.
No, like to go with that Supreme Sting that they came out with was phenomenal. Amazing. Like one of the best figures I mean that's up there for figure of the year as well. It's such a great...
lets you know what a great year it was, dude, that none of us even really mentioned that Supreme Sting till now, because that could have been exclusive of the year, figure of the year. That was a tremendous figure as well.
And it goes across all the boards. Like it was so, like that's, I wish we got more Supremes because there would be more prominent on the list. I feel like that Offspray that's going to be coming out this year or next year is supposed to be a phenomenal. Can't wait to see it. Hopefully we get it. I think there was a Supreme Mox announced, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So that looked, a lot of good potential. I just hopefully it gets out here.
Well, it reminds me, speaking of Sting and you, like one of my favorite videos of the year is watching little Brett Mantell and Sting where to sign.
I told him, he was asking like where Sting should sign at, and I was like, I kind of showed him like the best spot to sign. In my mind, like, Sting might ask him like, do you want me to sign? He could point to it, but Brett and me, like, we're meeting like legit, one of the top 5 wrestlers of all time. And Fort Greene, he's like, no, right here, dude. Pointed out, man. Sting was such a good sport. If you watch that video, he's laughing. He's like, is that good? Checking with Brett and stuff. So it was funny, man.
I got to meet Sting this year as well, and he was just such a nice, gracious, like down to earth, like thank you for coming. Like
we met him twice. It's been I definitely recommend meeting him if you get the chance, man.
Absolutely worth every dollar. Now we're going to move into our most anticipated for 2025. Mike already mentioned it. One of the most anticipated things I want this year is that Mox Supreme, because I feel like we haven't got that Mox figure that justifies Mox that he deserves. So I'm hoping like that last Mox was great. However, with the hood up, everybody's got staining on his face. Like, come on. Jazwares, stop packaging the soft goods on the wrestlers. It doesn't work. The plastic in between the soft goods, it's bleeding right through. We got to stop with that. That Mox was so good. So I'm hoping this Mox is going to be the Mox that like I finally get. That's Moxley, that the defining moment Mox for me.
Yeah, I dig it.
I'm sticking with AEW Jazwares, man. I'm going with the Vault, the Legacy of Sting 3-pack, man. You're going to get kind of like a classic Sting from like his early NWA days. You're getting the modern day Sting with the bomber jacket. And from that look, he was kind of rocking his last couple months there in AEW. And then you're getting one where it's a unique looking figure for him, man. It's no shirt, but with the long pants and the long coat. It's from a Got Milk ad that Sting did back in the early 2000s, man. So to my knowledge, I don't think it's ever been done in figure form. So hopefully, again, we know everything with AEW Jazwares line. It's a little bit murky. I'm hoping that ends up coming out this year, though, and I'll definitely be snatching it up.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be because it's good. That, I mean, that looks phenomenal. I'm right on the board with you. I can't wait to get that. Muda, Great Muda, Ultimate Great Muda. Come on, Ultimate Great Muda. One more time. I'm so jazzed to be getting Muda in 2 different styles in the same release. Come on.
That's what I went with as well. I feel like that one's a no-brainer. Like they're gonna kill that figure, and especially with it being an Ultimate Edition, like that was the only way to do Great Muda for our first 100%. Great Muda. Like it needed to be an Ultimate. So 100%.
We're getting the Mist. We're getting it's a great gear pick. Just overall, I know that Bill is putting the attention to detail on making that the greatest Great Muta figure ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be amazing. The fact that we're getting Great Muta in as an Ultimate Edition, like this was not on my bingo card forever. Like I never thought that we'd see them sign him to a Legends deal. So they have to bang out those figures. I know we're getting Legends of him too. He'll be in a Legends line as well. So like, yes, give me all the Great Mutas you can get me this year. But there's so like many more things I'm looking forward to. Like we haven't even seen the next 2-pack, the Ultimate Edition 2-pack from Ringside. Like if it keeps up on what they've given us this year, like there's so much more to come. I can't wait to get the new Bloodline. Like that whole line of elites. Like I'm really looking forward to that as well. I'm sure you are too, Seth.
We got that the Bray Wyatt from his last match coming out Ultimate Edition too. Remember the one that got canceled? Now it's coming back out with the glow in the dark. Like that's huge. Like if I was putting a futures bet on figure of the year for 2025, I'd be going heavy on that Bray.
Yep. Yeah.
That's gonna be insane. I got mine pre-ordered already. They should be here. Hopefully, I mean, I would think that line
pretty soon.
Off, yeah. So I think it was January as a list date for shipping.
Yeah. Almost snuck in for 2024. Right? It was right there.
Yep. It says mid January.
Ultimate Oscar was sweating bullets as the day was getting closer and closer. If that Bray was going to hit 2024 or 2025, man, it was the biggest threat.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. We like I said earlier, we were spoiled this year. I don't think we're gonna feel shorted by this time next year either, because we got so much going on, so many new names signing to WWE and under Legends contracts. I mean, we got a possibility of getting a Jesse the Body Ventura next year. There's maybe Coco Beware. Who knows?
I think we at least get announcements on all those. I don't know if we actually see the figures or not. I think we're definitely gonna get announcements on those though.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get an Ultimate. I know Tom was hoping we get a Coliseum collection, but we need Jesse in Ultimate form. I mean, there's the only one way to do them, right?
Give me every Jesse. Give me announcer Jesse, wrestler Jesse.
Yeah, I think you go Coliseum collection for the wrestler, right, and basically mimic the LJN, and then you could totally do Legends with the announcer Jesse from WrestleMania 3 or WrestleMania 4 or something.
Yeah, so here for it.
So many Jessies. Oh. What else? Anything else you guys want to touch on from the figures this year? Like between all of us, we touched on so much, and it was a great year. And it's like, how's 2025 going to compete with 2024? I
just wish Walmart, it's hard to even get excited for some of these Monday Night Wars figures because Walmart's such a nightmare getting these exclusives, man. If they could just find a way to mimic what Target does, would be such a quality of life improvement for figure collectors, man, which I know Walmart doesn't give a shit. Like action figures are a drop in a bucket for the money they're making, so they can give a fuck less about us, man. But it's really frustrating when you see how easy it is getting the Target exclusives compared to the Walmart stuff, and it kills some of the excitement because for me, man, I kind of give it up on hunting them in the States, dude. Our buddy Phil Dunnett from the Chick Foley Show Facebook group, he's over in the UK, and this in the UK they get these things by the freaking boatload, dude. Like you need Chase Harlem Heat. Yeah, we got 15 of them sitting on the pegs here, dude. So any Monday Night Wars I get them from him, and I just wait till he gets about 6 or 7 of them, and then just pay for shipping once across the pond.
Yeah, it's good, great game plan, man. And I'm with you with the Walmart thing. I almost wish the Monday Night Wars line was like living in Amazon or something like that, because it's very disheartening.
Yeah, Walmart's the worst out of all the places we could buy figures at. It's the freaking worst.
And imagine if we got the Nitro stage and then we couldn't find the damn Monday Night War figures, how much uproar would be going on right now. So I'm kind of bittersweet that we didn't get the Nitro stage right. It's just been so it's been underwhelming on Walmart's performance.
at least we got the Ultimate Warrior with the Duster though. I was able to get that right away, so I'm very happy with that figure.
Yeah,
I tell people, like, I wish Ringside would get the shared exclusive with Walmart, so at least we could get the figures. Like,
something.
Give us something.
Rating. I'm always secondary market or talking to Phil too. Is like, listen, I give up. Like, I'll pay whatever. I just want the figures. It's not even fun because going to Walmart, you're not gonna find it. Like you might get, it's like hitting a lotto if you walk into Walmart and they have what you need. Like there's no predicting it. If you pre-order it, it's like a lotto. Is it going to show up if I pre-order it? Is it going to be canceled?
Are they going to ship, even if you get a shipping, are they shipping me the right figures? It's going to be just some random Monday Night Wars figure from Series 1, dude.
had issues in the beginning too, and they fixed it, and now everything is just so easy to get. Come on, Walmart. Like you're the number one like retail store in America, and you can't get these figures on your shelves. Like it's so inconsistent. And then like now my
they don't care.
Like, Rey Mysterio superstar figures just sitting on the shelves that are never going to move. It's like, what are you doing? Like it's just like, and it's only Walmart anymore, and that's the frustrating thing about it. And we don't have Toys R Us to get this stuff anymore. We got to rely on Walmart. So
no, it's crazy. I did want to mention 2 more honorable mentions for close to being. I mean, they were great figures this year, but Adam Copeland from AEW was like flawless.
Really one of the best mainline releases for sure.
Yeah, one of the best Edge Adam Copeland figures of all time. Like the likeness was so there, and it's a beautiful piece, to add to the collection. But also that damn Brandon Cutler.
That figure is
phenomenal, man. The deco on it, the every like so good. I still haven't even gotten one in the collection yet, but I mean, you got those Walmart exclusive bucks from earlier in the year. It goes right in hand with that. It's perfect, So I mean, and those were knockout. I mean, besides the beads being too into their face, those were phenomenal Walmart really cool exclusives, figures. Man. Yeah, really bright, colorful, awesome deco. Surprised that they were just thrown out there like that. I mean, those should have been mainline releases, in my opinion, as opposed to throwing them at Walmart. They were phenomenal.
Jazwares is so frustrating because when like they get it right, the figure is just like absolute perfection. But when they get it wrong, it literally looks like a 3-year-old put the figure together and like slapped some putty together and painted the wrong colors on the figure. I don't get it. I mean, we're starting to have QC problems now with Mattel and everything, but I still don't think it can be as bad as some of the figures we've gotten from Jazwares. So
because Jazwares, some of it's not even QC; it's just the design itself. Dude. Right. Like even if it had perfect QC, the figure was still going to be ass, man. I'm with you though, dude. Like at Jazwares' best, they're right there equal with Mattel's best, but the consistency is all over the freaking map.
Yeah. And to go on with the QC issues, do not open those turtle toys because mine do not move. They are like bone crunchers still. Like I was trying to pose them for a photo, man, and like Cody's thigh doesn't even move.
They were some of the worst with the stiff leg syndrome. Man.
Oh, so bad. And I didn't get. Luckily, thankfully, I didn't get too many stiff leg figures this year. But those,
I think the turtles, those were actually some of the first ones, man. I think it was them and the Royal Rumble Elites, man. I think that was the first couple sets that were coming out of the new factory in Vietnam. So I think they've gotten a little bit better over the last couple ones, man. It seems like the shatters died down a little bit about the legs. I know me personally, like my last handful of things I've got, the legs have been pretty solid, but those first couple sets coming out of Viet fucking Nam were just horrible.
It was rough, man.
Yeah, man. They were coming out of Nam like Lieutenant Dan, dude, with just stiff metal legs, like no movement whatsoever.
From what I understand, starting with the next Elite line, we're going to see a major difference in the legs and in the posability of the figures from Vietnam.
It's good.
So we'll see with the next Elite line. That'll be the real test. So that's when they said they're fixed. So we'll see. We have to have them in hand before we can tell. But again, I agree with you guys. I want more Supremes. I don't understand why we don't get more Supremes from AEW. Those figures are amazing.
I would take 2 Supremes over a line at this point. 2 Supremes every 3 months. Do that instead of doing.
We better get an Okada Supreme too. Like, he needs like a full on figure like that. So.
I was just talking to my buddy. He came over for the pay-per-view, and like, I don't think people understand how big Okada is and like how impressive he was.
Roman Reigns, man.
That's 100%, man. Like I like watching the show. Like he doesn't have that importance, and it's such a shame, dude. Nobody.
So many people just slept on New Japan for all these years. I mean, I was getting up for every Wrestle Kingdom at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and watching the entire show. I'm gonna do it again this weekend. Like it's just. Dude, Wrestle Kingdom's just different, man. I get it. It's definitely not WrestleMania, but just like the quality of the show is so good. And it is a shame that so many people slept on it for all these years. Cause I mean, dude, when they had AJ and Kenny and all those guys at the same time, like it was absolutely, and the Bullet Club was legit. Like it was incredible to watch. I mean, it's just, it was pure cinema. Like go back and watch them because they're incredible.
Yeah. Here's my question for you guys then. Has Okada hurt his legacy by going to AEW?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, I think his run's been fine, dude. I think for the hardcore fans, it's been a letdown because he's kind of doing this kind of upper mid card comedy gimmick, man. But I think for all the, there's you got to remember, we're in like the niche of wrestling fans. Most people probably never even heard of Okada before he came to the States, man. And so I think he's been fine for what's been presented on TV.
I think part of it too is like Okada never got to show like he had a personality at all in Japan. Like 100%. There is no personalities when you like they're just there to wrestle. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all they're there for, and everything else is just background noise for them. So it's just I don't think he's going to hurt his legacy at all. He's still one of the best wrestlers in the world, no question.
Absolutely. And I think Kenny getting sick this year probably put a pause on a lot of plans with Okada. So just having him come back out, it's definitely coming. But I mean, didn't even give him the money shot on his second entrance, and I was so like, "What are you guys doing? Like, come on, load the cannons back up. He needs the money. He's the damn rainmaker. Like, what the hell, guys?"
My wife, she's like a casual fan. She watches everything with me, but she doesn't know New Japan, and she loves Okada and AEW. He's one of her favorites. So she's like, "Oh, the Rainmaker." When he's on TV, she'll stop and watch what he's doing. So it is hitting with the casual fans who don't know him. For my wife to take to him like that, I thought that was kind of cool. So
yeah. Hey, listen, he carried the pay-per-view this weekend, man. I
thought they would have been better off having him close the show, man. I thought they should have.
I was very disappointed. I said if
had the championship match go second to last because Edge coming back was cool, but it felt a little bit like okay for the ending of the show. I felt like Kenny coming back and confronting Okada would have felt like a much bigger deal, man.
Yeah, I felt that main event was Dynamite worthy. And it should have been done on Dynamite because I think for hits, even social media wise, I think having Edge and FTR come out, like it would have made it better to do on a Dynamite.
Yeah,
especially if you're doing your first simulcast, it would have been good to hold that off. Obviously, do the Continental Classic, but it was a solid pay per view. But man, the fans do not give a shit about Okada like they should.
All right. Anything else before we head on out of here? This has been a fun episode.
Yeah. More ECW really toys next year, please.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having us on, man. Always down to come talk figures with you guys.
We'll do more of this year. That's for sure. Guys, Seth, plug your stuff. Tell everybody where they can find you guys.
www.chickfoley.com. That's the way to go. You can find links to the podcast, links to our merch shop, and the Facebook exclusive Patreon group. $2 a month gets you in. It's one of the best figure hunting groups and just flat out wrestling talk groups you can find.
It's not one of the best. I will say it is the best. Like that group is just, I've been in it since the very beginning almost.
OG.
It's amazing. It's just amazing. People just helping each other find things and just to chat and the discussions in there. It's well worth the $2. Me and Mike are in there. There's so many other people, other wrestling collector. What's the word I'm looking for? Influencers. Hanging out. You got to join the group. And then there's fun Royal Rumble contest.
Yeah.
Well, guys, doing stuff.
For $2 a month, it's the best $2
you can't even get a double cheeseburger at McDonald's for that anymore.
You can't get nothing for that. But the chillest place on the internet. I will definitely give it that, man. If you're a wrestling fan, if you're collecting, I mean, you don't even got to be a collector. You guys talk more about the product too on there than most collecting stuff. So like it's a great place to hang out. My favorite Facebook scroll. I'll give it that for sure. It's always a good time at the Chick Foley page.
Absolutely. And then you got the live threads during pay-per-views and big shows. And it's like, you just want to talk with friends when that stuff is going on. It just makes it even more fun. Guys, you
properly cheer for Okada together. It's
the official the FigGuys.com. We're at official FigGuys all over social media. If you want to listen to us on a podcast, just search the FigGuys on any of your favorite podcast platforms. Thank you guys for joining us. Happy New Year to all of our listeners. We'll be back with a live show next week. Until then, for everybody here, Big Guys out.
Thanks for watching Big Guys. Please like, follow, subscribe,